Okay, guys, our next topic is going to feel like Groundhog Day. We got another person in hater slamming Marvel films. So this guy, Roland Emmerich, slams Marvel and Star Wars for ruining our industry. Strong words. So this comes to us via IndieWire. And it says, criticism of Marvel movies is nothing new, with a different filmmaker complaining about Hollywood's increased reliance on franchises seemingly every day. But those criticisms usually come from the art house side of Hollywood, with filmmakers complaining that the prevalence of blockbusters make it harder to fund small films. But it appears that even the biggest blockbuster filmmakers have their grievances with Hollywood's main franchises. Disaster filmmaker Roland Emmerich has once again joined the chorus of voices saying that Hollywood makes too many Marvel and Star Wars movies, and the trend makes him fear for the future of original features. Speaking to Den of Geek to promote his latest film, Moonfall, which hasn't got very good reviews from what I've understood. Yeah. Emmerich lamented the current state of blockbuster filmmaking. Because naturally, Marvel and DC Comics and Star Wars have pretty much taken over, he said, it's ruining our industry a little bit because nobody does anything original anymore, which is bollocks, absolute bollocks, and I'll go into that later. Too many, Emmerich is a poster child for excessive commercial Hollywood blockbusters because he's a hypocrite. But while the Independence Day director does not deny the idea that he's never seen a VFX explosion he didn't love, he says he uses his status as a disaster filmmaker to advance his mission of making original films. He credits his reputation with allowing him to secure a $146 million budget for an original movie about the moon falling onto the earth, hence Moonfall, the one that's just come out.
Right.
So what are you complaining about? But anyway, we'll get to that. You should make bold new movies, you know. And I think actually Christopher Nolan is a master of that. He is someone who can make movies about whatever he wants, he said. I have it a little bit harder, but I still have a big enough name, especially when it's a disaster or has some sort of disaster theme. Moonfall was released to an onslaught of negative reviews, with IndieWire's David Elric calling it breathtakingly stupid. The film is expected to have an uphill battle at the box office this weekend. But no matter what happens, don't expect Emmerich to start making franchise films anytime soon. He has even expressed regret over making Independence Day Resurgence, saying, I should have just said no because all of a sudden I was making something I criticized myself, a sequel. Exactly, you're a hypocrite.
Money had to run though, didn't it, Roland?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You needed to get paid though, Roland, didn't
you? So let me get this right. You criticize big budget Marvel movies while yourself making big budget movies.
Disaster movies.
Yeah. And you're complaining that original movies won't get the budget needed, but yours just got, how much did you say? 146 mil. Do you know how many films, good films, just to give you an example, have you seen The Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss?
I haven't seen it, but...
Excellent film. Fantastic. You must have heard the reviews for it.
Yeah.
Guess how much that was made for?
I haven't got a clue.
7 million.
Is that all?
That's all.
Oh, wow.
And this guy's asking for 146 million for what? And you've heard the reviews? Crap. John Campion said he didn't like it. Ray, John Campion's brother-in-law, absolutely slated it.
Yeah.
Had Halle Berry and a couple other people in it. But I have no interest in watching that now.
I don't think I'd have any interest anyway.
Well, I'm not a disaster movie kind of guy.
Even for that, it's been done.
Yeah.
It's been done.
It's been done. But my thing, so the first thing I take issue with what he said was that he said that, original movies are not being made anymore. Actually, and John Campion's done numerous shows on this, if you check the stats, there are more original movies being made now than at any time in Hollywood's history. It's just that you don't go to watch it. Do you know what I mean? That's the bottom line. There are more original films being made in Hollywood now than at any other time in Hollywood's history. But you don't go to watch it. And we're guilty of that ourselves. Yeah. We don't go to watch it.
We like what we like.
Right? So that is absolute bollocks what you're saying about, original movies don't get budget and blah, blah. Shut up. You're chatting nonsense now, right? You're making yourself look like an idiot. So that's false. So then we have the hypocrisy. So you're getting 146 million for, and I don't know how you managed to wrangle that for Moonfall, which is nothing to do with comic books whatsoever. I don't know who you finagled to get that budget.
Someone, boy.
But yeah, you must have, because 146 million for one film, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And now it's come to negative reviews, which means more than likely they're not going to get a return on their 146 million investment. So this is why Marvel movies are killing it, because they make a return on their investment. Your movies don't. That's why even though you got the budget, I don't think you're going to be getting that kind of budget anytime soon. And this is why Marvel movies get these budgets, because they bring a return. And I'm sick and tired of hearing all these directors piss and moan about Marvel movies. Because guess what? If they offered you a Marvel movie to direct, you would direct it. I lie?
Yeah, they wouldn't say no.
You would not say no.
I'm not hearing
You would be an idiot to say no. You know what I mean?
I'm not hearing them say Ridley Scott just turned down, Batman.
Let me give you a good example.
224.
Let me give you a good example. He's not a director, but he's an actor who slated Marvel movies. Ethan Hawke. Which series is he now in?
Okay.
Moon Knight. He's now playing the villain in Moon Knight. But a couple years back, he was like, these Marvel movies are a disaster. They're ruining. Same kind of comments. Where was he doing that? You know what I mean? These people have no sense. Even if you feel that way, keep your mouth shut. Yeah. Because you know you're going to be looking for work. And these are the only things that's going well in Hollywood right now. Bro, I mean, it's like a stuck record with
this. And the moon falling is not doing it.
Oh, bruv. It's like a stuck record with this, but I mean, what are your thoughts on this, bro? I mean...
My thoughts are, Roland's panicking now. Roland's at panic stations because he knows his film's trash.
Yes.
And it's just going to bomb. And you just bust 140 odd million and they're not going to get the return. Independence Day, Resurgence.
I never even watched that.
Trash.
I never even watched that.
You know why you didn't? Because nobody told you to. Because it was trash. It was a howler. There was no point. Yeah. Like, I don't know how he wangled 140 something. And
Moonfall.
Yeah, and you did Independence Day Resurgence or whatever it's called. I don't even remember what happened in that. I don't even remember. All I remember
and you watched it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I did. But I remember, obviously the original Will Smith and blah, blah, blah. But
Jeff
we
Goldblum.
watched that because it was Will Smith, who was massive at the time, and Jeff Goldblum,
who was massive
and still is. He's one of my favourite all-time actors.
I love Jeff Goldblum.
All-time actors. When he done The Fly.
Even when he showed up in... Thor Ragnarok,
yes,
I loved it.
Right.
Loved it.
Right, so don't mess around with Goldblum.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, these people are just panicking now. They're panicking. And, listen, there's many original things to do. There's many original, look at the Gambit thing.
But,
for example.
But that's not even original. Okay, but let's give two, Get Out.
Get Out.
That was an original film.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about things that have not come from a book. Or Us, another original film that smashed it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. There are more, and John Campion did many shows on this, and he did the figures and whatnot, did the stats. So I know it's 100% true. There are more original movies being made now than at any time in Hollywood's history. It's just that people in general, especially you, Roland, don't go to watch them. And it's true for the most part.
At the end of the day, you make it's supply and demand.
Right.
What do people want? So you can go onto the internet and find any movie about anything. Yeah? But they're not in Hollywood, and they're not blockbusters, and they're not big. Why? Because they don't want to see them.
Don't want to watch them.
They don't want to see them. People, like I always say to you, people want really to go to the cinema to escape. That's what it is. It's about submerging yourself in another world and leaving your problems, your woes, everything behind and getting lost in something.
Yeah.
That's why even back in the day, if you're watching like Gone with the Wind or something, see like Gone with the Wind? That's something you submerge yourself in. That's why it was one of the biggest films ever made. You know, like, so unless you're going to make something like that, right now, it's a Marvel. It's their time. Everybody has their time. It was like, there was a time it was Indiana Jones, it was Back to the Future, it was this, it was that. There are times for things. Like Marvel's not going to go for the rest of its life because things evolve and things change. So it will always have its market, but there'll be something else that just triggers everyone like, oh, I really like this kind of stuff now, you know? Yeah. And that's just how it is. So he needs to start doing his homework more. And you know, I know there are millions of people, not millions, but thousands of people with brilliant scripts out there and their film could be made on, like you said, 5 to 7 million.
Easy.
Like great stuff.
Easy. We've how many scripts have we got?
Yeah, right.
We probably didn't even need 7 mil. We probably could make it for 3 mil.
I promise you, yes.
You know what I mean?
And they're great scripts, but you know, it's an ego thing. I make disaster movies.
And I must have 100+ million.
Is our world not already in enough disaster for you to go cinema and remind us that, you know, we all could be dead now? Like, the whole world's a disaster right now.
Yeah, for real.
You know? For real. There's all this COVID, all the money, you know,
all the bills going up, the heating bill going up, and
you know, there's
cost
people
of living
dying.
going up, and people dying.
I don't know what it's like in the States, but here it's heat or eat.
Yeah.
And these are old people that can't eat, so they have to turn on the heating and put on a layer of clothes. Telling me about disaster movie. Yeah. Is this not a disaster?
100%,
like,
bro.
What
100%.
are you talking about, Roland?
100%.
Like you, that's when I say these people are too egotistical, and you're gone now. You're gone. The Ridley Scotts and this and that. You're gone. You're gone. Disaster movies. Yeah.
I mean, the Ridley Scott one burned me a bit more because I was actually a fan of Ridley Scott's movies. That burned me a bit more.
I'm still a fan of his movies, but I'm less of a fan of him now.
100%. 100%.
He's done some good
I mean,
bits.
I didn't even know. Obviously, yes, the director of Independence Day and whatnot, but I didn't even know his name. So this is the first time me hearing Roland. But Roland, you need to go back into whatever hole you came out of and just stay there, bro. Because what you're saying is just doesn't make any sense. As actually factually not true. Yeah, it's not true. Do you know what I mean? So and as Leon quite rightly pointed out, and this is the crux of the matter. It's supply and demand. Because believe you me, if people weren't watching these Marvel movies, none of them will be getting made. No, do you think they're making films for fun? They're making films to make money. And if people are not watching these movies, guess what? They're not getting made.
No.
So believe you me, if people weren't watching Marvel movies, they wouldn't be making them.
Who's crying out for disaster movies?
No one's crying out for disaster
movies. Where's the last person saying, you know what? I really want to see a good disaster movie.
You know what we need right about now? A disaster movie. No one's asking for that shit.
Imagine the moon fell and we all died.
What a movie, No one's asking for that. You know what I mean? But people are like, listen, and I take your point where things move on, but I tell you what, as Star Wars has shown, it's going to take a long time before Marvel moves on.
But because I'll tell you this, it's always going to have its lane and it's always going to be dominant. There will be other things that come and go. And they will be powerful. But I'm saying Marvel is on a trajectory where it will just maintain. It will just do what it's doing. So you're either in the superhero Marvel thing or you're in another lane. And there's nothing wrong with being in another lane and creating another lane.
But the thing, because
to rubbish it's just being lazy.
It's asinine. That's a good point.
You're being lazy.
You're being lazy now. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, Roland's being hypocritical because you've got 146. You're complaining about budgets, but then you get 146 million. What are you talking about? What are you talking? And I'm quite sure
than
your movie could have been made for half that, probably even less than that. But no, you wanted the, like you said, the prestige, the ego. Oh, I've got 146 million. You just wasted it, bro. Because that you're not, you know, the people that put that money in, they're not going to make a return on their money. And I bet you any money, I bet they're wishing, shit, we should have put this in a Marvel movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we would have made our money back.
They should have went to Disney and say, have you got any characters I can play with? And they say, yeah, we've got Towel Boy, you know, we got Flip Flop Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you just, for $5,000, like even 100,000, we make a little comedy.
Bruv.
You know?
As long as it's got that MCU Marvel banner, it's going to make money.
Yeah.
It's a
Once it does the comic role, everyone's gone.
That's it. You know what I mean? This is why obviously it's not Marvel, but it's DC, which is just as massive. Yeah. This is why James Gunn took a chance with Suicide Squad and Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. And the thing is, you know, 100%, you could do a decent comedy with Polka Dot Man.
Yeah. But
that would be so funny.
He showed
him
you
by himself.
Bro, even by himself. I mean,
Polka Dot Man is too funny.
Bro, you've watched Peacemaker, so you know how good Peacemaker. Like all I keep hearing from other people
Peacemaker
is how good it is.
So stupid, and when you look at it, you know it's budget. It doesn't have. It's not Fandangles, bro.
Right.
It's not all glittery. It's not all explosions and CGI. It's not that. It's comedy gold. Peacemaker. It's they're getting their returns on that.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
You know, who's Peacemaker? Right, really? Who knew about Peacemaker before John Cena put on a Suicide Squad?
Yeah. No,
nobody.
And I'm a comic book guy, and I didn't know about Peacemaker. Do you know what I mean?
Listen.
I didn't know about Polka Dot Man. I didn't know about Ratcatcher.
I want to see Polka Dot Man. I want to see Polka Dot Man. Like,
you know what?
It's
Little Netflix. It's a good. You know what?
So dumb. It's almost like Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's along them levels. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Polka
But
Dot
again,
Man.
do you hear that? This is what he wants to see. This is what other people want to see. People are not saying, "Oh yeah, where's the next disaster movie coming out?" No one wants to hear that. So,
but just quickly, for instance, Polka Dot Man. There's no precedent. It's almost new. All right, the character.
Well, he's not new.
Not new, but
he's not well known.
But you can go anywhere with it.
Yeah,
because it can be original material. Me and you could write a script for Polka Dot. That's original material.
Yeah.
It's original.
Yeah.
We're using that character.
Yeah. No, you're right. I hear what you're saying.
Famous is about Polka Dot Man. Who? Peacemaker. Who?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? But listen, what do you think about what Roland Emmerich, or whatever his name is, had to say about, again, bashing Marvel movies?
Roland Rat.
You know, and what do you think about his hypocrisy about getting 146 million for his Moonfall crappy movie that ain't gonna make a return? You know, and moaning about Marvel movies budgets, and then on top of that, lying and saying that, original movies are not being made now, which is absolute falsehood. Leave us your comments down below and let us know what you think.
But before we go, we're gonna come back to this because I want to know how this film does. We're gonna,
Okay, yeah.
We're gonna do the numbers. What it did at the box office. Blah.
We'll come back to this and see what Moonfall's done, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
It gone far.
Yeah.